All right. Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk to you guys about Beneil Dariush versus Mateusz Gamrot. Such a good fight here. I can't tell you how excited I am for this one. I'm really pumped. Or I guess I can tell you, and I'm going to in this video. I'm fucking pumped. I'm a big fan of Dariush. He's probably my favorite fighter on the card altogether, just to give you the full disclosure there for this prediction video. But he is my favorite fighter on the card, and I'm aware of how good Gamrot is. I mean, I see what everyone else sees. This guy is... I would be surprised if he doesn't fight for a title, if not hold a title. I would be surprised. Like, he never fought for a title. So, really high expectations for Gamrot. Of course, like I said, Beneil Dariush, he's maybe my favorite fighter on the card, and he hasn't fought for a title yet, despite being around for so long and putting on the performances he's put on. So this is his fight here. I mean, he's got to get by Gamrot, and it's no easy task. Gamrot is a minus 190. He's a 2-1 favorite over Beneil Dariush, who hasn't been defeated since Alexander Hernandez, I think. That's the thing with Dariush. We all overlooked him a little bit, myself included, because he suffered some bad losses along the way, to Alexander Hernandez, Edson Barboza, Ramsey Nijum, Michael Johnson. No, but being knocked out a few times, I think it's easy to write him off as somebody who just won't make it to the title. If nothing else will stop him, his chin will. And instead, here he is. He's got one more guy to get by, and he's fighting for the title. And of course, things could change in the next 2 days where he's actually fighting for the title Saturday night. I don't want to see that, though. But anyway, Beneil Gamrot is awesome. Gamrot is a relentless wrestler. He's well-rounded everywhere. We've seen he's got knockouts, submissions inside the UFC already, TKOs. He's looked really good in the UFC. But his cardio is a sight to behold. It's something to behold. He is a fucking monster. His wrestling only gets better as, I guess, his opponents get worse throughout the course of a fight. And Gamrot doesn't go anywhere. He only gets stronger. He's, an athletic tank, a fucking machine. He's never been taken out. He's been defeated, as we've seen, but he's never been taken out. And even that defeat to Guram Kutateladze was razor thin, which you got to wonder where he'd be right now if that fight didn't happen. If he won that fight, I should say. But anyway, Gamrot, I trust him very much as an athlete. I trust his durability. I have a hard time seeing Beneil Dariush putting him away. And I have a hard time seeing Gamrot put Beneil Dariush away, but not as much. I did sprinkle quite a bit on Gamrot to win via round 1 knockout, plus 1,200. That's something that's a bet against Dariush's chin, because between the two of them, I think the harder puncher, the harder striker is Beneil Dariush. He's the more powerful striker. And Beneil, it's mainly his hands, but he's got good kicks and spinning back fists. He knocked out Scott Holtzman with the spinning back fist, who was knocked out by Gamrot as well. And we've seen Dariush turn into more of a knockout artist as of late. He had that big first one over James Vick years ago, and then since then he's knocked out Scott Holtzman. He knocked out whoever the hell else. Drakkar Klose in that classic moment. Drakkar Klose hurt him. Dariush was staggering, and then he just said, you know what, fuck it, why don't I go for the knockout? Well, I'm already on roller skates, just like Chris Lieben versus Terry Martin. Charge forward with a left hand and just boom, boom, boom. I think that's what he said, and he knocked out Drakkar Klose. That was the best moment of his career, even better than the spinning back fist. So it's cool to see Dariush embrace his power, which I think he's always had. He certainly looks like a powerful guy. But again, sometimes the knockout is more dictated by the chin than the power. So I bet on Gamrot winning via knockout because I trust Dariush's chin a lot less. That's mainly that. But still, on the feet, as far as who's going to win the striking battle, I slightly favor Beneil. I think Beneil does have, as I said, heavier hands. I think he's overall got better striking. I do worry about his cardio. I do really worry about his cardio against Mateusz Gamrot. Not only because Gamrot is so strong, but because Dariush has had a few dicey fights against who was it? Evan Dunham. Although he had a really strong round one there, it kind of faded. And Carlos Diego Ferreira in their last fight was that was more just Carlos Diego just pressing forward and not being denied. But yeah, he wasn't able to be denied because Dariush wasn't, he was slipping a little bit, I thought, there. Of course, he won the first 2 rounds, so maybe he felt a little more comfortable slipping. But anyway, he has had strong finishes as well. Plenty of, a lot of second round finishes inside the UFC, and he's had a really strong, consistent performance going late into the fight against Thiago Moises. And even tough guys that are tough to look good against, like Rashid Magomedov and whoever back in the day. So Dariush, it's not like I'm totally skeptical of his cardio, but it's having that much more faith in Gamrot's cardio, where I think round 3 is a round he wins, just with his hustle. I don't know if the takedown will come for him, because both these guys are good wrestlers, but I do trust, I do give a wrestling advantage to Gamrot, just with relentlessness, tenacity, not to mention he is a damn good athlete himself. And as for the jiu-jitsu, if you were to tell me one of them gets a submission, I'd go with Beneil Dariush. But Beneil Dariush is the one who's been submitted before as well. Of course, that was by Michael Chiesa, who I think can probably put anybody away with a rear naked choke. But yeah, altogether, I do think this fight goes the distance. I do think it'll be a close fight. And despite me thinking Dariush or Gamrot wins round 3, I'm picking and betting Dariush. I think he's obviously going to be in the fight, especially on the feet there, and I think he's going to win the rounds with his power. Dariush is a good striker, and I think it'll be visible that he's got better power. So I'm betting on Dariush. I'm picking him to win, plus 155, because that can go in parlays, and the decision at plus 285. I've convinced myself that Dariush is going to win those first 2 rounds, but I've also bet on Gamrot to win KO round 1 plus 1200, because that's a bet against Dariush's chin. Now, you could bet on Gamrot at decision plus 130. I just kept away from that, but I'm aware of how smart a play that is. So, if that's the way you're inclined, then I won't hold it against you. But I'm going with Beneil Dariush. Again, he's my favorite fighter and yada yada. But all that aside, I do think he's got a very good chance of winning this fight by decision. So Beneil Dariush and all the other shit. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Thank you.